from United Center in Chicago. It's Wednesday night rivalry. Colors and emblems virtually unchanged over time, belonging to the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Chicago Blackhawks. There have been changes on left wing for the Blackhawks, but changes are not unusual for a team also searching for scoring. As a shot by Seabrook, rebounded in front after getting the initial stop that time was Anderson.
And here Kane just jumps on the loose puck but can't find a way to wrap it around.
We like scoring chances, the coaches don't. Here's a shot that found its way through and was smothered by Glass, and the rebound poked away as Carrick let that shot go, and another try that whistled wide. He's matched up with young Osterley, who has proved very well. Kampf moving back in. Penalty coming up, and a shot by Yurko that's blocked away by Anderson.
That's one of those automatic, wasn't so nice to do kind of calls.
The Leafs have been pretty good lately, killing off 9 of the last 10. As Hinostroza dishes it back in, Schmaltz able to play it on back. Seabrook a shot, score!
Brent Seabrook is going to end up in the middle of the ice, and as they work it low to high, his shot's going to deflect off Leo Komarov's stick. Seabrook, who's had a real difficult year, gets his third of the year. The slapper off a Komarov stick, and it's 1-0 Blackhawks.
Sometimes that's just the kind of goal you need to get your special teams going in the right direction, and that's nothing but good luck, as that couldn't be a better redirection off that stick.
Osterley checked off, rushed right toward the front and battled for it there, turning and then getting back to his goal crease was Anderson, but it's headed right back the other way. Carrick knocked the stick out of the hands, and then it is turned right back over to Duclair, got it over, on to Brinket, hit the post with the shot! The iron came up big. The goalies will say it's part of our equipment, unless it hits the iron and goes in.
Now he's going back to the groups he's more familiar with.
It is Carrick with the shot, score! And it's wiped out.
This is a pretty nifty back heel by James Van Riemsdyk. Bounced the puck off his foot, but he runs right into Jeff Glass. And there was a disputed call the other night about the Leafs having a goal disallowed. There's not much dispute here, is there, Mike?
This is an fairly easy call. He's trying to make a play on the puck. The goaltender is Glass. Van Riemsdyk does not allow him to make that play, and the result is the goal. But
we got no goal in the play. It's held contact on the goaltender.
Onto the back it comes to Hainsey, and a shot deflected right on goal, and sprawling across was Glass, and it's played now by Kadri. Kadri gave it on back. Here's Hainsey walking on, firing one that slowed down and still battled for. It came back up, and Gardner a shot. He scores! And the game is tied. This one counts.
Watch him give up on the play here. He thinks it's icing. He just hands it right to Mitch Marner, and the play has to continue. They never get the puck back, and Jake Gardner's shot is going to go to the front of the net. This bounces off of Mitch Marner, and in a period where the Leafs haven't done much, they've tied this game at 1.
That is a momentum-changing goal right there.
And Keith draws back, then holds and fires one. It's tangled up in front as Saad tried to kick it along. It bounced wide of the cage. Played back across Van Riemsdyk with it. Van Riemsdyk a shot fought off by Glass, and turning back the other way with it is DeBrincat. Plays it back along, dancing free. Duclair! Oh, and that one swatted out of the air. What a save made by Frederik Andersen.
This is what they want to see from Duclair. This is the kind of stuff that's got general managers and scouts excited from time to time. Great move past Polak. Pretty darn good shot. Better save by Anderson.
Marleau catching up. Schmaltz trying to fight free, and hitting the post with the shot that time was Kampf, and a penalty coming out.
It's a turnover. Marleau's going to wrestle Schmaltz as they go back. And for the third time tonight, the Blackhawks hit a poster crossbar. This one, David Kampf.
Fed ahead, and a nice ladle down there by Van Riemsdyk, and around to Kadri, and he could not get it by Glass. Still able to turn with it was Brown. Thrown to the front by Van Riemsdyk and shut off by Glass. Shots have been about even in this period, and the missed shots have been about even, and they've been predominant. Ahead now comes Marleau. Marleau drifting, tried to backhand one in front that's shut off by Glass. Rebound fed back to the front, but cut off there, and we get a stoppage of play. Kadri able to play it to the back, and it's Gardner waiting for it there. Gardner ripped it right back across. Marner a shot, wouldn't get through, cut off by Osterley and cleared. Picked up by Taves. Advance back out to Camp. He's got Taves moving up the wing, and Camp drops it to him. Here's Taves drifting backhander and a riser over the glove hand of Anderson.
Jonathan Taves is going to take a backhand from a sharp angle. The problem is he's in the middle of the ice right here. By the time Taves shoots the puck, there's nowhere for it to go.
Worked on to Hinostroza, shakes it back. Osterley there, gives on to Kane. Kane a shot, fought off by Anderson, rebound, and Kane must chase it down, 10 to go. Fed one on, and Schmaltz's shot is blocked wide. Played by Hinostroza, works for Schmaltz, sent away by Kapanen, taken by Hinostroza, back to Osterley, and that shot blocked, and at the horn, another stop made by Anderson. The shot block made by Zach Hyman. Got it onto the back now, and here's Kempny. That one stifled. Kempny recovers across for a shot by Osterley. Juggled a bit, and Anderson has it. Wanting to shake Anisimov, does peel it away and get it back to Gardner, then to Marner, and that shot slowed down by a couple of sticks. Meanwhile, it's been Riemsdyk giving one on, and a shot score! Kadri on a feed across from Bozak, and it is 2-1 in favor of Toronto.
This is a sweet feed from Tyler Bozak. Osterley doesn't get there quick enough, and that allows Bozak head up, slides it right through his feet, and before Duncan Keith can release off of James Van Riemsdyk, you see the initial contact, Mike, he doesn't get back quick enough, and Nazem Kadri's power play goal has made it 2-1.
Along is Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk, a shot that is eaten up by glass, and play is stopped. Dealt on back by Schmaltz. Hurried across now for Hinostroza, and Hinostroza just waits and then throws one right in front. Rebound, scramble in front, then they poke away, and they score! It's
At the bench, I think they're going to want this play reviewed for goaltender interference.
Boy, that's
it has to be. Is he preventing the goaltender from doing his job?
I think it's in the net first. I think that should count, but
my guess, and which is a lot of times what it's become, is I think this counts.
No one could hear the decision, but the motion of the hand toward the center ice circle meant it counts. Rolled back down, it's no icing. 5 3/4 minutes to go here in the third. Fed back along, Marner with a shot, and the save made by Glass, and play again is stopped. Turning with the loose one now is Osterley, but it's knocked down by Nylander. Oh, and a save made by Glass!
William Nylander, stick down, puck hits a little bit up the shaft of his stick, and he's going to take it on the backhand.
5 seconds to go. Brought back ahead and worked to the outside to break it, threw it on goal, saved and scooped up and held at the horn by Anderson. Tonight in the only other game, but it's 3 aside, and here's a chance for Nylander. Wide with the shot, but what do we have? We have a penalty shot in overtime.
wow. Man, did that develop in a hurry.
Glass has not faced a penalty shot in the NHL. Here comes Nylander. He scores! The Leafs win it in overtime on a penalty shot goal.
Slick move, Ray. I think you got to give him credit for
Absolutely.
this one. He had a little bit of nibble from Glass, but not full commitment. You can see that shoulder sort of start to lean and go to his left. He tries to correct, but not enough, not in time. And everybody goes home.
A 21-year-old William Nylander gets his first ever penalty shot goal, 6 seconds of overtime.